Oh shit, me too.
Yeah,
Did you?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
You did.
allowed it.
All right. Do you like saying that?
Well, you know, you were in charge last time, and we never could make it happen. So, I mean,
Oh, like that is it?
yeah. I mean, you know,
Uh,
I'm just saying.
yeah. Just saying, man.
Just
Yeah.
saying.
Let's see. So we're after that kind of stuff.
Yep. This
Yeah.
says that I can share. It says I can share things. Wait, hold on. It says I can share stuff with you. It says I can share my iPad with you. I feel like that can't be true.
I'd love
There's
to
no
know
way.
what's on it.
Oh, there's no way that that would work, right? Oh no, I have the wrong cable.
Oh, you mean the thing where you can like point at things with your phone and stuff?
I don't even know. Wait, hold on. I gotta change my cable. So Doron says that he has Zoom, but that he's making French toast. So I don't know what that means for us.
Why?
But
Why doesn't that surprise me, man?
you know,
Is he shuffling the slices of toast?
I'm sure he would love, you know, to hear that question from you.
Oh,
It's like the same thing as everything else. It's like, you know, like I said, we had it working, and then I had to take it a little too far.
oh, is that your phone doing that?
Are you seeing it now?
Are you moving your phone around?
This is some art that I've been working on
Oh, it's nice.
my iPad. I had this idea of like just releasing only singles, and for each one, I have to do like a piece of art. So this is the one I did for my last track.
All right.
It's kind of cool,
It's
right?
cool, man. Is that just totally computer generated or what?
What do you mean by totally computer generated?
I
draw it with a little pen with an iPad pencil.
Yeah, you drew it, but you drew it with right. Using a program though, using an app.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's cool, man. I like it. What kind of music is that?
That's from the Peanut Style track that I just put out like a couple weeks ago.
Peanut Style.
I called it Peanut Style. So, you know, if you're trying to do a lot of tracks, you have to not second guess the track name. So like whatever comes into my head, that's just the name of the track. I can't be like going back over this.
Right.
That's the kind of thing I could just get bogged down on, you know.
This is something I was going to mention earlier, actually, because when we were talking about like band names, and I have the same thing. I remember a friend telling me years ago. He said never come up with a title of a song before you've written the lyrics. You know, and and I think he's right. And it's because it's like, I mean, I'll do it, but I kind of these days I always do it with kind of like, that's a working title, I'm going to get rid of it, because it's just like you put yourself in this trap, don't you? You give it like a title and then that kind of something, just it all grows around there. I mean, I find anytime I start to envisage too much what I'm doing, like in any kind of project, whether it's like rock and roll or it's an art music project or whatever, as soon as I start to kind of visualize too much, no, I tell you, the worst thing is when I'll start imagining I'm playing it in a specific venue.
Oh yeah. No, you know what? It will really get me bogged down is when I start imagining people listening to it.
Yeah. And I start imagining a bad reception, like that's the wrong place. It's not going to work in that venue. And I'm like thinking, why am I imagining playing it in a venue that I can't imagine anyone liking it in, and it's not working, because I'm not going to play it there anyway. But I can't, but it's like a kind of Tourette's thing in my head. That's like, I can only picture it like, you know, like do Emperors of Rome. It's all this kind of really mellow, small stuff. And yeah, and I'll picture it in like some total rock club where I'm thinking, oh no, everyone's going to hate it. It's like, of course I'm not going to play it in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
But I just sort of torture myself subconsciously about it.
Yeah. Well, that does sound like you're torturing yourself.
It is, you know, and I'll just immediately project it into sort of like it's like the most inappropriate setting for it.
Yeah.
And I
I have a
think,
lot of
yes,
those
it's not
like
going to work. It's not going to work.
I think like so I've been doing like a lot of instrumental tracks, like and they've just been kind of sitting on my hard drive. So I'm starting to those are the ones I'm starting to release right now. Like just like put them out, just put them out, just put them all out. And like for those, it's like the title could really be anything, right? You know, like it's
Yeah.
okay for the title to be whatever.
Mm.
So I feel like whatever comes into my head, it's just it's supposed to be it's just like divine inspiration,
Yeah.
you know. Sometimes I feel bad about the title. Like I'll feel like it's kind of implies the wrong thing or something.
Right.
But I don't know.
I don't know. I get it. Like with like band songs, the titles are usually kind of relevant because of the lyrics, but with the instrumental tracks, like it's just anything, Like I call one "Dirty Muffin," which was like it's quite beautiful actually. It's like this little piano thing. It's like on one of Bob's things. I don't know. What's the recent one? It's called "Your Room Above the Garage." I can't think of what it was called. That it was like an instrumental guitar thing, experiment.
Yeah.
But I want to hear this new stuff you're doing, though, man. So say about it? Or it's like, so this is like an ongoing project, yeah? Like
Yeah,
of singles.
it's actually that I have all these things that I did partly, or that I did. I've had like different methods over the past like couple of years that I've been using to write new stuff. There's this whole period of time where I felt like my problem is that I deliberate too much and I get too much into the weeds when I'm working on stuff. So for like a month, I would just go down every day, start working, and my attitude was like, I don't make mistakes. Like I don't make
Right.
mistakes. So like everything I do, I would just have to work with it. You know what I mean? Like no, no backtracking, no second guessing it. You
Is
know,
that is that a bit of a Lou Reed thing, like from when
I
you
don't
worked
know
with him?
if it is. Did you ever see that movie Dig?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
that there's that line where they're like, I think you have to admit that was a mistake, and he's like, no, I don't, because I don't make mistakes. And I just think like sometimes I think I was also thinking, yeah, it is very Lou Reed, like just move forward, like move quickly. It's also like um how many decisions people used to have to commit to, because like any of those early like Beatles stuff where they were doing like 4 tracks or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's like you'd have to commit to a decision because you're going to bounce it down, and then it's like that
Yeah.
forever. You can't go back. And I started to feel like because we can go back, we do. And it's like how much time is spent going back and changing something, So I think when I was doing I can't make mistakes, I was allowed to delete something right after I made it. I could just say like, ugh, that's horrible. But otherwise I'd just be like, no, that's good. And it's almost like it's printed. Like I don't get to go
Yeah.
back and edit that. If it's like a little loop or like a little chord part or whatever, or a certain sound, like that's good, cool. Next thing. And I was liking a lot of the stuff I was doing in that scenario, in a way more like because it was like a little bit less timid, I think.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting you're saying it because I mean, yeah, sorry, bring it back to but it to me that kind of relates a little bit to the sort of whole Lou Reed thing because I think we talked about it a bit, and it was this thing of doing, or at least my impression was that it was kind of doing stuff, and in a way, like the end result, that is what it is, and there's this kind of boldness to kind of do it, and it doesn't, if it's got weird angles and bits jutting out of it that don't make sense in the contemporary kind of aesthetic or stuff like that, it doesn't matter because people will get it in 30 years or something like that. It's it's a thing. I mean, I find this really hard to do because I do get pulled back into the kind of my kind of aesthetic comfort zone in a way. Even when I'm trying to be quite experimental, there's always something which pulls it back. Goes, yeah, but this bit could just be a little more. I could sculpt this a little bit more. And in a way, I'm kind of not doing that thing. I don't know if that's making any sense.
No, it perfectly does. And I think like I'm like really, really vulnerable to that instinct, to the instinct to just, you know, really refine things and like take all the edges off and take all the like awkward parts out, you know? And
Yeah.
you know, so now the thing I was thinking of trying to do, you know, now is to just really release like something every week, say, and just be willing to just say whatever it is. Because the other thing is that I feel like a lot of our recording aesthetic really was based on scarcity of releasable medium, right? Like it's expensive to release something and you can only put so much stuff on it, and it's expensive to record things, right? And since you and I, you know, we grew up in a time where that's the standard, like that, we still have that context, even though that's not a meaningful context. Yeah, that's not the reality that we're living in right now.
Nah.
And it hasn't been for quite some time, but I think that we still are used to thinking that way. But the fact is that I'm allowed to release, like there's no additional cost for me to release 100 songs versus one song.
What are you doing? Do you go to DistroKid or
Right.
TuneCore or what?
So
DistroKid,
so if I just go through DistroKid, there's no cost per song. And if I'm using all my own equipment in my own studio, there's again no cost per song. It's only time.
Yeah.
You know, and so why wouldn't I release things, even if they're even if I'm not sure what exactly they're about? You know, I was starting to think like, well, if I'd be willing to invite you over to my house and just say like, hey man, check this out, what do you think? Then I think it's interesting enough that I'd be willing to take up 5 minutes of your time, right? Yeah. So then maybe it's interesting enough that I should just put it out.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually.
You know?
Yeah. Actually, it's true. Absolutely. Actually, it's interesting because there's so many sort of things about the kind of the sort of like is it formalism or formality? But you know, the kind of the sort of kind of like a sense of what is the right way to do something, or a sense of there's almost like a sense of procedure still.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this, you know, things have to go in a certain order, but like you're saying, it's rubbish. That doesn't really exist anymore at all. But we've kind of got this inbuilt that there was a series of steps that you went through, which, you know, obviously it was like you have a demo and then you have a record deal and then you have a
right.
And the whole thing is complete shit, because I mean you can master something and then you can redo it again afterwards anyway, can't you? You can take the whole thing back. And yeah.
Wasn't it you I was talking to about where I was like, I was getting obsessed with mastering and to how it was going to be on Spotify, and then I was like even thinking about getting these plugins that simulate it being on Spotify, and like, were we talking about this before?
Yeah.
So I was going through this whole thing, and then I finally realized, like, dude, just put it on Spotify and listen to it. Like, like I don't like. There's no cost for me to just put it on Spotify and then listen to it. If I don't like it, I can pull it down.
You just take it off. Yeah,
right. Like I'm allowed to do that. Like you know what I mean? There's no obstacle. So why am I sitting around obsessing about it?
Yeah,
I could leave it up there for 3 months, and if I decide the mastering is totally out of whack, I can remaster it and put it back up again.
Yeah.
Right. So then what's the problem? Just put it up already. You know, like what the hell are we thinking about?
It's like, yeah, because it's like going, like looking at a car and going, it's like a horse on wheels.
Yeah.
It's a horse on round legs. It's like, you know, it's like,
you're just not adjusting.
Exactly. You're still trying to look at it through the I think, I mean, because I've been thinking I want to do something as well. Like I want to do like an album of kind of experimental-ish guitar. Well, experimental-ish doesn't sound really cool. Experimental guitar, but I mean, it's, you know, whatever that means now. But yeah, I think I have to do that as well. I want to hear what you've been doing though.
Yeah. Well, I can send you that Peanut style track.
Just so
you hear like one track.
Yeah.
Where is it?
We should hear a bit of it now, man.
Yeah.
While you're doing it though, man, I mean, I've noticed anyway in what you're doing, you know, you've got this very kind of bold thing of, you know, it almost like, yeah, it almost seems deliberate. You'll avoid certain kind of smoothing out, certain kind of like more conventional approaches to mixing that a lot of people would do. It's like you kind of go, nah, that can just stay, that can poke out, that can and it's quite noticeable in the way you mix your own tracks.
It could be that I'm just bad at it.
Bad at mixing.
Yeah. Or that I have hearing loss in certain frequency ranges.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
actually, a mate of mine once said, "Oh shit, I thought you sang out a tune on purpose."
Right?
I was like, yeah.
Yeah. So this thing, like, it says that I can I share an audio? How does this work?
I don't know,
We
man.
got to edit this part out.
Yeah.
The part where I don't know how.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not. Depends on how long I take it, right?
Yeah. We could approach this the way you approach your mixes, This is basically Sarth mixing.
This track.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that track. I was like, am I gonna feel really self-conscious about this track while Dom's listening to it? And then I was listening to it and I was like, I do not. I like it.
Dude, I was really I was actually really like lost. I was just kind of in it. It's
yeah. I'm happy about that one. I don't have another track like it.
No, I really like him. It's beautiful. Yeah. And you know what was really weird as well was it felt like it was kind of like occupied. There was like it was a bass, wasn't it? Like
yeah.
So the bass was doing like the solo, and it was like the bass and the rest of the track were just kind of inhabiting different kind of dimensions. There's like the programming, the beat and the sounds and stuff was kind of to me seemed like something almost from the world of Book of Sarth.
Oh yeah,
your Gralbum, and that kind of that sort of kind of lo-fi, but kind of yeah, kind of like mellow and tense at the same time, kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, because I guess because it's very dystopian, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Stuff and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And and actually, like a completely revolutionary format. I mean, you invented the format of the Grauben, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was beautiful. And like, to anyone listening, that's basically Sarth, created a format on specifically for iOS, like for iPads, which was like, I mean, it was like an audio visual, but it was like an animated comic that was an album as well. It was like a concept album, but there was like an animated comic book in a way. Yeah. And really, really cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
So,
oh no, finish what you were saying.
No, what I was going to say was just the thing of it. So there was like on the one side, there's like that something which seemed to me like being in a similar kind of sound world to the Book of Sarth, and then you've got this bass, which is just like it's almost like it's just in another room. You're just going along with it, and it's like on the one hand, in kind of traditional senses of mixing, that's not desirable because you want everything to kind of be kind of in this cake together, don't you?
Yeah.
But you're not doing that. You're kind of like you've made something which is outside those parameters, and that's like really. I mean, I was listening. I was finding it really inspiring. It was like, fuck, like shit. I need to shake my ideas up a bit. It'd be freer. You know what I mean? It's like,
oh, thanks, man.
No, it's amazing. It's cool. Really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So I just released that. It's not like I didn't have to do a whole record of things that went with that. I could just do that one thing and then just like put it out and then just do the next thing. That's like that's what everybody's doing. I think I wasn't caught up.
Yeah, right.
It's not innovative that I'm doing that. It's more just like, that's what everybody's doing. But that's the other thing. It's also and I got that T-Rax mastering, and like it just always makes me feel like I'm doing mastering correctly, whether or not I actually am.
What's that? Is that a plugin?
Yeah, it's T-Rax, or it's a whole suite. You can use it as a plugin, or you just load up your files into it.
Oh yeah.
So I'll do a mix, load it up into T-Rax, and then like output it, and then I feel like I've done my job in terms of mastering it, and then I can like let it go.
Oh, and that's it. You don't pay for anyone to master it. You just master it yourself.
This way I can like really,
just keep them coming.
No, I definitely have paid for mastering before, but I'm like, let me see how far I get with this.
Right.
Yeah.
And what is it? Is it online or do you buy it?
No, I bought it.
Right.
But I was like, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I think it might be like Dumbo's Magic Feather, but it's like it makes me feel like I've done something.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard the track. You were posting a track to Facebook. You were doing a track a day from your latest Emperors of Rome album.
Yeah. I didn't do one today.
You didn't do one today.
No, shit. No, I didn't.
What? You forgot?
Yeah, events overtook.
Are you running out of tracks?
No, I only done 2 so far. There's like another like 9. Yeah, 9.
Do you want to show me the one that you're gonna put next?
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Let's see. So this one's Aeroplane. I thought I'd do this one. People always get the wrong end of the stick with this one. Here we go.
Well, you pack your bags and a gun. You got a secret right to use brute force, man, and the walls have ears, yes, true. Tipping every word that's coming through. Stop the car, I'm getting down, man. I walk from here, you can do what you like, it's your decision. I don't mind if you ride this airplane, as long as I know you're in chains. I don't care who you are or where you're from, as long as I know you're in chains. Well, you're a parasite not a threat, well, you're still not one of us. I want a future where the western sun, I think I speak for everyone. Stop the car, I'm getting out, man. I walk from here, you can do what you like, it's your decision. I don't mind if you ride this airplane, as long as I know you're in chains. I don't care who you are away from, as long as I know you're in chains. Stop the car, I'm getting out, man. I walk from here, you can do what you like, it's your decision. Drop your guns, cause it's all over. Yeah, it was fun, but if you don't quit now, you'll pay forever. I don't mind if you ride this airplane, as long as I know you're in chains. I don't care who you are away from, as long as I know you're in chains. I don't mind if you ride this airplane, as long as I know you're in chains. I don't care who you are away from, as long as I know you're in chains.
Dude, there's so many things I like about that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that. Was great, man.
Thanks,
I don't
man.
think that I've really been checking out this album yet.
All right,
I
man.
got totally distracted. It's really wonderful.
Cheers, dude.
So much stuff I
Nice.
liked about it. The first thing that like really leapt out at me though was like the vocal phrasing. I found to be like really awesome from the beginning, like from the moment
Oh.
the vocals came in. It's like it grabbed me. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
cool.
And like and the way the chord movement started happening, like it's like it really like there's not a dull moment in that song. It grabs you right away.
Nice.
You know.
Thanks,
I also love
man.
the what was the sound that you use first before the tambourine comes in?
Yeah, well,
So it's like you're
that's
mostly doing like a kick drum thing, right?
yeah. Well,
And
this
then you
is
start doing that.
yeah. Well, this is Ali. She's just like basically, she's just doing like, because she only has like, it's a marching drum on its side.
Right,
you
right.
know, that's all she's using. So she's got that. She's got a tambourine on the stand here. And then the rest of it is just choice of weapons, basically. So she'll be playing with like a kind of shaker instead of a drumstick, like on there. And then she's got like a kind of another beater there. Or sometimes she'll have like Indian bells around her wrist or something like that. And there's all these like kind of really cool. Yeah, it's like the way it's like in a funny way, because like when I started writing these songs and stuff, and some of them I had kicking around for quite a while, and they just kind of sounded just like songs. And to give Ali like full credit, it was only when we started kind of doing it together, and she started just taking this really kind of different approach to how she was going to play rhythms, play drums and stuff, not being a drummer at all. And it honestly, it just makes all the difference. It's just like she puts so much color in it, because I'm just strumming chords, you know what I mean? And then
No, I think that what she's doing is just brilliant. It's like, and there's so much dimension. However that was recorded, it just like there was so much motion in it,
right.
It's like
cool.
so the opposite of just using a sample, right? It's like a thing that's like really active and it's like really moving, and it's like it's a big part of why the song really had like this sense of progression, of momentum. Is like the word I keep thinking of.
Right.
It was really, really great.
Yeah, I mean, Alex, Alex Silver, who recorded it, because we did it at Hansa, like in Berlin, like
right.
where Bowie and Lou Reed and Iggy all did that stuff in the 70s, you know. And so it's this beautiful room, you know. It looks like Ike Turner's living room, as I would imagine it, you know. It's kind of cool 70s furniture and stuff like. And yeah, it was just like totally organic. I mean, one of the tracks, it was like Alex. It was actually at the other end of the room, just playing the tambourine, you know, like kind of way off mic, you know, like past the ambient mics, you know, and stuff. So it was all, yeah, and it was all like single takes. Apart
Really?
from, yeah.
That's fantastic.
I think the only overdubs we did were, I think we overdubbed some backing vocals, like Ali's backing vocals. I think we overdubbed because it was just too noisy on the. And what else? And oh yeah, and like in that song, there's like down, yeah, there's like little guitar part comes in at the end, and that's an overdub. But other than that, it's just boom. It's just honest to God, you know, it's a gig, you know.
That it really sounds like it, man. All right, man, you must be really proud. That's great.
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah, I am.
So, how long do you think we've been doing this for? No, we should be all over the place.
You think? Yeah, right. Where's Doron? He's like, is he there? I can't see his name.
Yeah,
He looks like he's kind of.
I see his name, but I don't hear him.
He's like
or
in the
see
ether.
him.
He's there, but not there.